Hey y'all, Chelsea and Danny here.
Enjoy this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube.
This week we're in Mobile, Alabama, where it's not unusual for the temperatures and the humidity to get in the 90+ range for weeks at a time. That means a small air conditioning problem can be a big problem very quickly. Our homeowner here is Dr. Thomas Ryle, who's a music professor at a local university, and he's been plagued with problems with his air conditioning system that's fairly old. He's had enough. He's ready for a new one.
Well, last night, while I was getting ready to go to rehearsal, I decided I would turn the air conditioner on. Ran the air conditioner for probably about 8 hours, and when I left for rehearsal last night, it was 83 degrees on the thermostat, so it was pretty miserable.
How are you surviving in
here? This bad boy right here is my friend, and so we have a lot of fans going in the house, and I put a window unit in the master bedroom, and it's just an old one that I borrowed from someone, just so we could stay cool.
Well, with the existing system being so old, naturally about the only way to go is to replace that unit, so that's going to help a lot. I would imagine you're dealing with some pretty big energy bills.
Oh yeah. I had an energy bill from June that went from $70 to $380 in July, and that was about the time that the system really began to crash.
Have you noticed anything, maybe gaps around windows, doors, or anything along those lines?
Absolutely. Come on, I'll show you one. So Danny, what I've got here is I've got a door that the weather stripping has come off of it and deteriorated, and it actually, you can see how big the gap is. Bottom of the door is cut badly, and so it's a lot of air that gets in during the winter time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I got just the idea on that we can seal that off. That'll certainly help a lot. Yes. What about the windows? Windows look pretty good in the house.
Windows are in good shape. They're fairly new, but I do have one window that it keeps kind of popping down a little bit, so I need to try to figure out how to keep that up where it's not coming down so much.
While these smaller projects are ideal for DIY solutions, replacing the heating and cooling system is a chore for the pros. And Brent Keith, a local heating and cooling contractor, begins the process by asking Tommy a few questions about his house.
Well, the existing system has slowly gotten worse over the last year or so, and it's putting out some cool air, but it's not putting out enough to cool the house.
Well, to get started, I'm going to need to get information from the existing system. I'm also going to look at your ductwork just to see what kind of shape it's in.
Sure.
And then I'm going to get some information from your home so we can run a manual J8 cooling load, which is our way to determine sizing needs, so we can recommend the correct size system.
What exactly is a J8 load?
Well, what we do is basically it takes into account not only the square footage of your home, but also window placement, window size, insulation levels, and we plug that into a computer system, and it essentially tells us how many BTUs or cooling tonnage your system needs.
Sure.
Once Brent completes his calculations, he shows Tommy some of his options.
All right, now I've got several options here, and basically the difference between the options is going to be your efficiency rating or SEER rating.
What exactly is a SEER rating?
SEER rating stands for Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating, and it's essentially how much energy your system uses while it's running.
Brent also explains that much of Tommy's old ductwork will need to be replaced.
What exactly is wrong with the ductwork upstairs? Will it not work with the new system?
When I was looking in the attic at the duct system, we noticed some issues with the trunk line, which is the main duct, and then also the runouts or branch ducts. With a big investment like a high-efficiency air conditioning system, to put it on a leaky duct system is basically just wasting money.
It's a waste, sure.
Once Tommy decides which system he wants, Brent's crew goes to work removing the old system and then installing the new one. We've just started an energy-saving makeover with homeowner Tommy Ryle. The plan includes a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system, as well as several other smaller projects that Alan and I will help Tommy take on.
I'll tell you what, Alan, Tommy's going to be so happy with that next power bill he gets. It's going to be a heck of a lot lower than what he's dealing with now.
I know he will be. What'd you think of the gap under that door? you could drive a Buick under that.
I'm telling you, that was amazing there. Well, so many people have things like that you just never get around to fixing. You got something for that?
I do. I've got it. It's kind of like a door sweep.
Sure.
Or this is like a triple seal.
That's a heavy duty one.
Oh yeah, triple draft. You got the inner seal, outer seal, the bottom fans. This is gonna be really nice.
Now what about the window? Vinyl window like that, a little strange, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look a little more closely at that. I think it's just a matter of the top sash not going into that top track far enough, but I'll look at it.
What else you got in the box?
You'll love this. A lot of people don't think about this. The attic access, you said it was pretty old, rickety.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of energy escaping through that. So this is a cover that goes on the attic side. It's gonna be really nice.
All right, well, if you're gonna do all of that, then I'll do the insulation. And I'll sacrifice in that hot attic to add another layer of insulation.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
All right.
I'm gonna start on the window.
All right.
Speaking of that hot attic, the HVAC installers have been busy up there putting in the new equipment. They'll soon be connecting it to a new duct system, but first they need to get it blowing cold air. Meanwhile, Alan and Tommy are getting started on sealing up the house.
Who cut the St. Louis arch in your door there?
Well, it was a pack of gypsies who came through the neighborhood offering their services.
Again,
You know, and I told them not to bow up my door, but they did it, you know. I was
have never
asleep.
seen a cut like that. It's like an angry beaver gun.
It looks like Baby Jane had a go at it. That's what I said yesterday.
All right, this is what we're gonna put on. Let's take that for me. Let's see.
First, they measure the width of the door and cut the sweep to match it exactly.
32 and 1/16.
This duct brand sweep is extremely DIY friendly because it's so easy to install. The sweep simply slides onto the bottom of the door. It may require a little extra persuasion to slide it that last inch or two, but then with the door closed, you can use a putty knife to press the sweep down to the threshold to seal the door completely.
Let's go tackle that window.
Shall we?
Like a double dip cone, please.
We only do snow cones here, little boy. Go somewhere
Oh,
else.
snow. Can you double dip a snow
Yes,
cone?
snow cones,
Snow
okay?
cone. Can you see this coming through?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's your problem.
Yeah, it's a slight gap.
This channel right here, I'll be honest with you, this is a gamble.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get the amount we need. We're gonna put a little bit lubricant on this in the channel, see if it will go up. If it doesn't, that doesn't mean we can't fix it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to shim these pieces up.
Okay.
All right, so let me get some lubricant here.
Dry silicone lubricant is great for vinyl windows
There you go.
because it reduces friction without creating a greasy mess.
All right, so Tyler, we'll see if we can get this up in there. Now, by the way, don't go hammering on your windows at home. I'm a professional. See if you can lock this one now. That was it. It was hitting that. There we go. Ta-da! That's all it took, buddy.
Okay.
Now about my double dip.
Now they're ready to add some weather stripping to Tommy's front door. It appears that two sides of this door are well protected, but the weather stripping on the latch side is so torn up it's letting light in, not to mention outside air. So Tommy removes the damaged weather stripping and cleans off the door jamb to get ready for the new heavy-duty weather stripping. You simply peel the backing off of this stuff and carefully apply it along the door jamb, working from top to bottom. Leaving a little excess at the bottom will allow you to create a tight fit there by cutting it to fit with a utility knife.
And moment of truth.
Perfect.
No light,
No light.
nowhere.
Homeowner Tommy Ryle has given his 40-year-old home an energy efficiency makeover.
That's all it took, buddy.
Okay.
Now it's time to seal up the attic space.
Well, we've already accomplished a lot in making Tommy's home a lot more energy efficient. You know, there's so many small things that you can do. Every one of them will make a difference. Here's another one. If you're having to replace any appliance around your home, make sure it's Energy Star rated.
People often think Energy Star when shopping for big items like refrigerators, washers, and dryers, but they forget the smaller appliances. For example, you might be drawn to a ventilation fan because of a cool design that disguises it as a recessed light fixture, but this one is also Energy Star rated because of its efficient fan motor and LED light source. Range hoods don't have to sacrifice efficiency for style either. The lighting in this Energy Star rated unit from Braun uses fluorescent bulbs to ease the squeeze on your utility bill month after month.
Our next project is to add a little insulation to the existing attic insulation. In my opinion, some of the best money you can spend on your house to make it more energy efficient. You ready for this, Tommy?
Let's do it.
The roof line of Tommy's house makes the attic space pretty tight, not uncommon for houses of this era. To simplify installation in these close quarters, we're using pre-cut bats of stone wool insulation from Roxel to supplement the insulation that's already there.
Well, Tommy, I notice over here you blew some insulation in at some point.
We've got a little bit more over on that end for that bedroom to keep it a little bit cooler.
I got you. Well, this should help a lot here. Any place that you don't have plywood, we can put another layer of this, because actually this is a, what is it, a R23.
So adding that to what you have already, then you'll be well above the standards. This,
Great.
along with the air conditioning system, you ought to be fine. All right, that's pretty cool that they're already pre-cut like this.
Yep.
One of the advantages of stone wool insulation is that it's water repellent, so its R value won't be affected if it gets wet. And Tommy doesn't have any roof leaks now, but it's always a possibility in an older home. This stuff also resists the growth of mold, mildew, and bacteria, which will really be important in a humid attic space.
Ready for another one?
Ironically, besides being water repellent, stone wool is also fire resistant. It's non-combustible and can withstand temperatures of over 2,000 degrees. That's important because it can delay the spread of a fire in a home. And in that situation, every second counts. Man, this is easier than rolling it out. I got room for one more over here. This stuff is also easy to cut around obstacles with a simple serrated knife. That's good news because tighter cuts mean less airflow through the insulation, making it more effective. All right, that should pretty much take care of it. I think that's going to make a big difference there with that kind of blanket of extra insulation.
Absolutely.
Will help even more, don't you think?
Sure.
All right, I've had enough of the attic. Let's go.
Me too.
You
Get out
first.
of here. Thank you.
Now it's Alan's turn in this hot attic. While we were installing the insulation, he was assembling an attic access cover. It's compact and lightweight, but this cover is insulated and it's designed to seal the one attic area we can't cover with insulation, the access door. The last few checks are being made on the heat pump system downstairs, and the control panel that replaces the old thermostat is fascinating. So we asked Mark what makes it so special.
The Infinity Touch Control is actually the brains of the system. It's a communicating control that communicates data back and forth between the indoor and outdoor parts of the system, and it uses that technology to optimize the system for comfort and efficiency. But the Infinity Touch Control does measure humidity indoors and adjusts its setting by changing the speed of the indoor blower. We've got a variable speed blower in this system, and it'll use that to try and adjust the humidity to be ideal for the homeowner. One of the other great benefits of this control is that it's color touchscreen control. It's really simple and easy to use. You can adjust the temperature over here, just where you might think you might touch, and you can adjust the settings over here in terms of what status it's in. Change it from manual to home status. It'll take it to your home program. Or if you're going on vacation, you put it to away mode. If you forget to put it in away mode when you go on vacation, it's actually got remote access as well, and you can access it by downloading a app on your smartphone or your tablet, and you can adjust your settings from wherever you are.
Now let's check out one of your questions about heating and cooling. Vincent has this question: will I save money by closing off the vents in unused rooms and closing the doors to those rooms? You know, you would think if you closed off a few rooms around your house and shut down all of the air conditioning and heating going into those rooms, you'd actually save money on your energy bill. Well, that's a myth, and here's why. A modern central air conditioning heating system is designed and sized for a certain amount of square footage. If you turn down and shut off some of that square footage, it'll still heat and cool, but it'll do it in a much different fashion because it's what they call short cycling. It'll turn on, turn off, turn on, and it will provide a lot more wear and tear on your system, and it's not going to last as long. And at the end of the day, you're actually going to be spending just as much or more on your energy bill. So it's better to leave the doors open and make sure you're not turning off any air conditioning and heating vents anywhere in your home. This week we've attacked Tommy's out-of-control utility bills on several fronts. His new heating and cooling system is far more efficient and effective than the old one, and by sealing the attic and the openings around his windows and doors, he'll keep the comfortable air inside the house where he can enjoy it.
Well, I tell you, it feels almost chilly down here after being in that attic for a little while.
Really feels good to have cool air circulating in the house again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I look forward to seeing some of those power bills or hearing about them. I know it's going to be a lot lower than what you've been used to.
I'm looking forward to not dreading the power bill every month now.
Hey, I got one other little thing we need to take care of out here. Hey, Tommy, I think Alan has a little question for you here.
Yeah, Tommy, at what point in time did you think this was a good idea? Because this is just amazing.
I learned this at the Lyle School of Engineering.
Not my school.
Hey, that's some great recycling going on right there.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Still in place. Well, help me take it down.
Okay.
Well, he certainly won't need that anymore after all of the improvements that have taken place here at Tommy's house. And I hope you enjoyed seeing all the simple things you can do to make your home more energy efficient. Certainly adding and replacing the central air and heat system is a sizable investment. If you do it right, it'll save you money for years to come. I'm Danny Lipford. Hope to see you next week. All right, you about to get it?
Grab up, listen, Danny. Watch your eyes.